Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andrew Stott and I'm the Emperor of Stomaria. Today we're going to be discussing how you become a Stomarian citizen. Over the course of the last few months, one of the most common questions that we get is, how do you become a Stomarian citizen? And the natural reaction for us is to advise people to go onto our website where they can read more about it. And the reason that we do this is very simple. We're not interested in people simply becoming Stomarian citizens. We want them to go onto our website because there they can find out more about who we are. It's no good to us saying we have 10, 20, 50, 100, 1,000 citizens if they do not really understand what they are a citizen of. And so making sure that all of our prospective citizens, all of our supporters, those interested in us, go onto our website to get a more full, in-depth idea of what Stomaria is, of what we stand for, what we're striving to do. That is very important to us. So first and foremost, I would say, before you even think about applying to become a citizen, please go and visit our website. Read through the website, read through our objectives, read through our values, read through what we've accomplished, what we're hoping to accomplish. And this is going to be a good way for us to make sure that you are going to be happy as a Stomarian citizen. Do your own research, find out more about us, and then apply. Now, when it comes to the application process itself, an application process is probably the wrong term to use. In times past, we did have an interview process. We did, screen people before they became Stomarian citizens. But since then, we have adopted a far more simple approach when it comes to getting people involved, when it comes to allowing people to identify as citizens of Stomaria. The rationale being, just because you're a citizen of Stomaria, it doesn't mean much. There's not a lot of tangible benefits to becoming a citizen of Stomaria. It certainly gets you through the door. It allows you to apply for various other positions once you are a citizen. It might be a governor, it might be a member of the Imperial Guard, it might be something else. But it might be more prudent for you to consider whether or not being a citizen is going to be worth it. Because if you just want to show your support for Stomaria, then joining as a citizen is a great way to do that. And if you want to go further and play an active role in our development and expansion, then again, being a citizen is necessary for that to happen. But if you are just becoming a citizen for the sake of it, then I would recommend asking yourself if it's worth it. It's worth it from our perspective because of the process which you become a citizen, which I'll explain in a moment. But from your own perspective, is it worth becoming a Stomarian citizen? And that's something you have to seriously ask yourself. Now, in terms of the actual process of becoming a Stomarian citizen, which is the actual point of this topic, just spending the last couple of minutes just encouraging people to, take a step back, think about what they're doing, and then behave appropriately. But if you are in a position where you do want to become a Stomarian citizen, then all you have to do is go onto our website, and there are various links on various pages. It will be the citizenship page or even the home page. And it will say quite clearly, if you want to become a Stomarian citizen, follow this link, which is a link to our PayPal account, and make a one-time contribution or a monthly contribution or an annual contribution, whatever you want. And from that point, you will become a citizen of Stomaria. Now, the reason that we do it this way is a bit convoluted in the sense there's various values and aspirations and reasons that we have gone for this system. And I just want to briefly touch on that. So originally we had an interview process. Like we didn't have people become citizens of Stomaria without first going through an interview process. So it was a case of we would invite someone to come and have a one-to-one meeting with myself, and if I thought they were on the same wavelength, if I thought they were going to be a good fit for Stomaria, then we would admit them into Stomaria itself and they would become Stomarian citizens. But this was extremely time consuming, especially if I did end up interviewing people and they weren't particularly suitable for the role of the citizen. Then it became an incredible waste of my time. And so in order to reduce the time waste factor, if you like, we simply allow people to become citizens through what was a Patreon campaign. So you just have to pay a monthly contribution and you become a Stomarian citizen that way. And so again, that was very straightforward, very simple stuff. Now, the issue that we had on that front is that it kind of flew in the face of one of our core fundamental objectives, which is voluntary taxation. That is to say, we believe that citizens and supporters should be able to contribute as much or as little as they want to Stomaria, because we don't want to enforce taxation. And having the Patreon, even though that it might have been £1, £2.50 and £5 or whatever else, there was a minimum threshold that citizens had to contribute. They could contribute more than that. So there was an aspect of those values being met in the sense that if they wanted to contribute more, they could, but there was still a minimum threshold that they had to contribute. And this was on a regular basis. If they didn't meet those requirements, they didn't make their monthly contribution, the minimum, whatever it was at the time, then we would no longer count them as citizens. So doing it this way, allowing people to become citizens through making a financial contribution of any amount of their own choosing, be it a one-time contribution, a monthly contribution, an annual contribution, whatever it might be, it'll be a case of allowing people to become citizens that way, voluntarily contributing as much as they want or as little as they want, but also taking out the necessity for me to actually interview people in order for them to become citizens. Now, it's not a perfect system by any stretch of the imagination. I'm sure there are better alternatives out there, but we have played around this application process for a few years now. We've tried to find the best way to get people on board while not taking up too much time, but also adding something to Stomaria, while also respecting the natural rights of the individual. It's a very fine line to walk, and I think this system is one of the better ones that we could have come up with, because it does tick a lot of boxes. There is no interview process, so it doesn't waste a lot of my time. It's just a case of I can see who's joined us through our PayPal account, and I can take their details from there, and citizens are added to a mailing list. And then from that point, they can actually become more heavily involved in Stomaria itself. So very simple, very straightforward stuff. On the sort of voluntary taxation side of things, obviously they can contribute as much or as little as they want. So again, it's not perfect, but it does respect, broadly speaking, the natural rights of the individual, which is very important to us because we're a nation that values personal liberty and natural rights and individual sovereignty. So that's very important for us as well. But also, it is a way for Stomaria to actually extract some kind of value from the citizenry. Even if they're inactive, if they've made a £1 contribution one time, then, that's something. It's adding value to what we're doing. Again, that's another aspect of the citizenship application process that we look for. Are they going to add value to Stomaria? And if they join through this way, it'll be a varied value depending on who contributes what, but there will be its value added to Stomaria, even if it's minute. So that, again, is very important to us. So I suppose in summary, what I'd like to say is that in order to become a citizen, first, find out more about what Stomaria is, what it stands for, what it's looking to do, and all the rest of it. If you believe that becoming a citizen is something that you do want to do, either because you want to show your support for a project, a community, a nation that you actually think is worth supporting, then you can become a citizen, obviously. And if you want to play an active role in Stomaria, if you want an official role within Stomaria, if you want to assist with our development and expansion, then becoming a citizen is also sort of the baseline entry-level sort of tier in which you can go on to become more involved in what we're doing. So to do that, again, go onto the website, find out more about us, go onto our PayPal account and make a contribution. And from there, it'll all be taken care of. So hopefully that'll answer the question that we get quite frequently, which is how do you become a citizen of Stomaria?
If you want to show your support for Stomaria or play an active role in our development and expansion, you can join as a citizen through the links below. Otherwise, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to our YouTube channel. We'll catch you in the next one.